Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand about Terraform dependency log file concept. So this is a new concept introduced in Terraform 0.14 and for later versions. Okay, so why this was introduced and then what benefit we get by having this feature, we are going to understand now. So Terraform configuration refers to two different kinds of external dependency that come from outside of its own Terraform code base. So which are nothing but provider versions and then module versions. Okay, as on today, this dependency log file primarily works towards only the provider version locking. So how it is going to do, we are going to see now. So version constraints within the configuration itself determines which version of dependencies are potentially compatible for our configuration. So we have seen the version constraints in our initial lectures, and also to define these version constraints we will use tilde greater than or equal to different operators to define our versions for providers or for the Terraform. So now when we are discussing in line with providers, so these version constraints within the configuration itself determine which versions of dependency are potentially compatible. So what does then this dependency log file do? So after selecting a specific version of each dependency using version constraints, Terraform remembers the decision it made in a dependency log file so that it can by default make the same decision again in future. So this file will be checked into our GitHub repositories or wherever, so that as part of our working folder configuration files, Terraform configuration files, this file also becomes our default choice there. Okay, so once it downloads and then when we do the Terraform init, it automatically downloads that respective version of provider whatever we have configured. So once it is downloaded, at the same time it will update that inside this dependency log file. So next time whenever you are on different mission and using the same Terraform working directory from your GitHub repo or wherever it is, so it is going to remember the same provider version whatever it has downloaded earlier. So location of log file is going to be in the current working directory. And very important thing here is log file currently tracks only provider dependencies. For modules, continue to use exact version constraints to ensure that Terraform will always select the same module version. And in addition to, it also does the checksum verification. So inside this log file, in addition to version constraints and the version it downloaded, it also going to have additional checksum information. So Terraform will also verify that each package it installs matches at least one of the checksums it previously recorded in the log file, if any, returning an error if none of the checksums match. So if you see here, this is the provider which is registry.terraform.io/hashicorp/aws. So inside that, this is the sample of the log file. So if you see here, version is 2.50.0, it has downloaded. So how it downloaded? It took the constraint greater than or equal to 2.0.0. At this point of time, the latest version for this version constraint is 2.50.0. And it also downloaded the hashes for that. Okay, what all hashes available for that? It downloaded all of them. So that's what it has done earlier. So now what we are going to do is, with a practical demo, we are going to implement and understand this one. So what we are going to do, right? So what we are going to do is, so we are going to have providers, AWS and then random. So in AWS provider, we have something called version constraint of greater than or equal to 2.0. Okay. So, and then we are going to use a pre-existing log file. Okay. So I am also going to check in this file with you. So this is the pre-existing log file. So which has the version 2.5.0, 50.0. So which means when you have the log file with greater than or equal to 2.0 version constraint, it is going to download the Terraform provider, AWS provider of version 2.50.0. If no log file, then automatically it will take the latest version as on today, whatever is available. Maybe it is 3.27.0. So these differences we are going to observe now in a detailed demo. So if Terraform did not find a log file, it will download the latest version of the provider that fulfill the version constraint you defined in the required providers block inside Terraform settings block. In the same way, if we have the lock file causes Terraform to always install the same provider version, ensuring that runs across your team or remote sessions will be consistent. This completes the introductory part of dependency lock file. So let's go ahead and then implement this concept in a step-by-step manner. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.